forget the sacrifices of the heroes of Nigeria's democracy.
Produced and brought to you in a unique way never before seen.
Western Spring.
And Western Spring Television. Television is coming home in your color and culture.
Ahmadu Bello, a Prince Royal, was born 6th of December 1910 at Raba Village, Sokoto, northwestern Nigeria. His father was a district head and heir apparent to the Sultanate throne from the house of Usmanu Danfodio, a religious and social reformer who brought the Habib dynasty under the Fulani Caliphate in the beginning of the 19th century. Ahmadu Bello raised the bar of political consciousness in participation when, in 1944, he engineered the establishment of the Northern People's Congress (NPC) as the first political party in northern Nigeria and the rallying point for politicians in the region before independence. History will not forget Ahmadu Bello for his charisma and political sagacity, which provided easy passage for his kinsmen to assume political and administrative positions in Nigeria's post-independence era. The distinguished elder statesman and Sardauna of Sokoto has his face on his country's 200 naira currency as a mark of honor to one of the architects of Nigeria's independence. Western Spring Television identifies Ahmadu Bello as a watershed character in history. Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela was an anti-apartheid activist who gave his all for the elimination of what has been described as the world's most vicious rule of the unjust and man's inhumanity against man. He was born July 18, 1918 in Mvezo, South Africa. Educated and trained as a successful legal practitioner, he took up the gauntlet of a human activist against segregation by the minority white suprematists in South Africa. At the climax of his trial for treason, orchestrated by the minority South African government, the great crusader for democratic equality was prepared to pay the supreme sacrifice to establish majority rule in his native land. He told white jurists that if achieving freedom for his people was worth his life, he was prepared to die. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in Robben Island, described as the most notorious prison in the world. It was from this same prison that he came out as a free man to assume office as South Africa's first black president in 1994. Western Spring Television identifies Nelson Mandela as a watershed character in history.
again, we are back. I hope you had a nice time doing the aerobic session with us. Over time, you're going to see some very new stuffs, and I bet you can't wait to go through those routines with us. Okay, then, Olatunde is right here by my side. Olatunde.
Yay, the beautiful you. Honestly, where do you want to go today? I intend taking you out. This is smashing.
Okay. Anyway. All
right, don't say it.
Anywhere you lead, I'll follow.
Anywhere. Okay. You know the way to do it. All right. Good morning, people, wherever you are viewing us from. And we'd like to say thank you always for being here with us. It is Spring Delights coming to you live from Western Spring Television, channels 190 on the DTT and Star Times. Tunde IDOWU is my name. And very shortly, I'll be adding the IDOWU to AJIBIKE's name.
Oh, no, I'm taking.
Oh, really? You don't want to come over?
I don't want to.
Sure?
I'm good where I am.
Or maybe you like the name AJIBIKE, ANJORIN, Baba Motayo.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, okay.
It feels like there's not enough for me to go around right now. Okay, yeah, I should write your proposals. I'm going to put it into...
Trust me, I know who I got. All right, it promises to be a bumper package. Today, as always, we have two great minds in the house. We will be looking into that. This young, okay, let's make it happen. This young lady who's decided to carve a niche for herself, and she took it to a large extent of putting everything in a book.
In a book, yeah.
That's massive. Thinking about certain things. Now, before we go straight to other things. Now, what are the wounds that cannot heal? We'll be talking about that. Immediately, I know AJIBIKE, while she just put that across and she brought up that, I was like, wow, the wounds that cannot heal.
It's massive. It's actually very deep. Very deep. I bet a lot of people can't even come out and just talk about how deep those wounds are. They're actually things that you can actually just put into writing.
Absolutely.
You know, for people to read about. Yeah, because everybody different wounds.
Absolutely. Everybody goes through different wounds we go through that they're always very difficult to heal. We'll talk about that in the course of this business, the show. And obviously, a young man, though he's been here before, but he's got something in the offing. We're talking about that as well. But in the meantime, what is happening today in history? And if you are celebrating today, today's your birthday.
Hip, hip,
like
hip,
to say,
hooray.
Happy birthday to you out there. And congratulations to you as well. But in the meantime, let's go straight to showing you what transpired in the world a couple of years ago on the show on Today in History.
It's Saturday morning again. It is gym time.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. dey worry. You know the appreciate, you dey appreciate. Drink don't finish, oh, make we duplicate. I'm a lajabi, 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 happy birthday, I'm a lajabi, I'm a lajabi, I'm grateful to God Almighty for all He has done. He's mighty. Many has passed away. Many has come and fade away. I'm still here today. Now by His grace, no rushing, keep drinking till you regurgitate. While we shall go with your hands up straight. While we shall go with your hands up straight. I'm all a I'm a lajabi, I'm a lajabi, I'm a lajabi, happy birthday, I'm a lajabi, today night, I'm a lajabi, I'm a lajabi, happy birthday, I'm a lajabi, happy birthday. Sing along with me if you're born in January. Sing along with me if you're born in February. March, April, May, June, July, and August. September, November, October, December, Sagittarius, December, be Messiah. December, I'm a lajabi, today night, I'm a lajabi, I'm a lajabi.
for staying with us and welcome. If you're just joining us, it is Spring Delight on Western Spring Television. A couple of things historically, 1936, 1906. Yeah, I remember that first part of 1906 when I came in first time.
Okay, Grandpa.
Is it?
Pardon me?
Oh.
Please take us through the world of history. I mean, you have lived far longer than I have. I'm only but a child here.
A child. All right. No doubt about that. You can get to view us live on all our social media handles on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Western Spring Television. We are live and we are making it happen. No doubt about that. We told you earlier that we will be talking with, okay, now we deliberated this to an extent. How should I put this? A young lady or a young woman? Either way, she is a woman.
She's young.
And she is young and beautiful. No doubt about that. She runs an NGO whereby she and her team, they do quite a whole lot. But basically, one of the biggest reasons why she's seated in the studio with us is that aspect that she came up with a book. And the title of that book really, really caught our attention.
Oh, yes.
And Ajibs and I, we sat back in the course of the week to really ruminate and think, what are the wounds that time won't heal? That's deep, and I would say it's very, very deep. But be that as it may, let's welcome our guest to the show this morning. I know you guys know each other very well, and there she goes.
Do you know what we call her?
Spectacular.
I call her Captain Spitfire.
Yeah, I listened to you guys on Thursday.
Yeah.
And I was like, hi. Oh, no, she wasn't there on Thursday.
She wasn't there on Thursday, but over time.
Right. I don't know. Why do they call you? What you tell?
She needs to explain that to us today.
FERANMI BABATUNDE is in the house this morning, and thank you for joining us, and good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, Emma, what?
Embadum.
Embadum.
Is it
Embadun.
Embadun?
Not June, Dawn.
Embadun.
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 Yeah, Embadun.
Okay, you can I know he's going to say something now. All right. There's actually to read.
Embadun.
Is that part of your name?
Yes, that's my original name, given to me by my parents.
Oh, yeah? What does it mean, though? And
it means the best. It means the most beautiful.
Oh, yeah, obviously, I know. No, I know she's going.
Now, what name is that? Is it like, what tribe is that? Okay.
I don't think this is where we should unravel the mystery.
No, this is where we should unravel. This is the right place to unravel the name.
Yes.
Me.
My name is Embadun FERANMI BABATUNDE.
Okay.
And I come originally from this people. It's a trap. How am I going to dodge this?
You can't.
You shouldn't dodge, actually.
Seriously?
Okay, I come from Benue State.
Benue?
No, Tiv. I am Tiv. Tiv Gongo.
Oh.
Okay.
Tiv Bokbo.
So it is the thieves that go with, that bear the name Embadun.
Yeah,
okay, that's Embadun.
Oh, okay.
The best.
And the most beautiful.
Yeah, obviously. She's got it right on now. All right. Okay. Let's just go on. All right. Calm down.
Okay.
I can see that.
Okay. It's finally good to know where she came from, because looking at her and when I hear you talk, I would think you're from the likes of
Delta State.
I would say Cameroon.
Oh, Cameroon.
Yeah, like
I actually felt probably Delta, but
but it's okay.
Yeah. Welcome to this part of the world, and let's look. Who is Embadum? And we, in the course of the week, I know we discussed quite a whole lot. Coming up with an NGO, you run an NGO that does quite a whole lot. What propelled you into that? Before we talk about what you do
on the NGO,
from the NGO side.
Okay, I don't want to, to cut a long story short.
Please do.
The inspiration came from my own childhood.
Okay.
And the things I wanted in life that I was unable to have. So I wanted to be that thing for the children. Growing up, I felt like what we needed when we were as teenagers was to have a sense of belonging.
Okay.
And it could make us feel okay. But many of us didn't have that. No good mentorship or any place to, pitch your tent. psychologically or emotionally.
Yes, please.
You know, and so I knew that that gap made many people to go astray, and it really did a lot of damage to them. So, you know, many times kids and teenagers are misinformed. So I wanted to be that person for other teenagers. So, you know, I created a club back in Lagos for like a teenage or children club. So, you know, they will want to identify with something, they will aspire, you know, and see it as, you know, we will give them the right information and all that, and protect them as well. And it was also a social thing. So it was just basically to be that thing for those kids. And from there, we started seeing that there were deeper needs to be filled, you know, from just having a social club and, you know, being that gap. And then you see that they are having issues. And we started, you know, trying to solve this for the people we could. And it led us to this place where we are.
Great.
Now, that is what the NGO is all about. That was what propelled you into running an NGO.
Yeah, but I never had an NGO in mind. In fact, during COVID, I have my company and I was doing my stuff. I had to go for adverts for my my magazine. So I felt like, okay, we were in this, we were confined, and you know, we couldn't go out. And I was like, okay, what do I do? And my husband said, people are still productive in COVID. Why don't you do the things you do within? And I started hearing stories, and I was on Facebook a lot, and I saw many of my friends and people who had come across abuse, and people who were treating cases of abuse, and the reactions and all that. And I'm like, it really touched me. I'm like, okay, this is happening, and this is the little we can hear. Like, this is just a few of the stories that we are, you know, privileged to know about. And I'm like, these cases are more out there. That how can we, you know, reach out to these people and tell them that, okay, there's something they can have help or get help and they can have support if these things are going on in their lives. So I started writing the book, and with other people's experiences and stories. So I decided that, okay, I shouldn't just write the book. Many of the kids that I'm writing the book for will not get the chance to read the book. So I'm like, okay, let me go on a campaign. Let me go to schools, go to the rural areas, talk to kids that are, you know, may not have heard or know that, you know, they can, you know, speak to someone and they can be saved from any situation. And so we started doing this campaign. We call it SPEAK, as in sensitization program and early advocacy for kids. So that was a thing. We're going about sensitizing them and telling them, okay, you can call this number, you can. And we got some other bodies, CSOs, to, you know, like medical session and department and law, you know, so in case something went wrong, you know, they will be able to handle those things like that. And we had a lot, we got a lot. And so as we got deeper, people were like, why don't you just turn it into an NGO? Mine was, okay, I want to just do the campaign on the book and let people know that, okay, things like this are happening, and possibly be a gap or bridge the gap between them and the people, like a middleman. You have an issue and you cannot reach them, call me. I will link you up and you get help from so person and all that. And then it turned out that it was getting overwhelming. So many cases that we couldn't handle. We see primary 5 child or girl getting impregnated. See children already engaging in sexual activities and all those things. We even heard of some that died from
in the process.
And it was so crazy. We heard of even the other schools we go to, they will tell us we should go to their primary school children. I'm like, well, let us deal with primary 6. They are going to understand our message. And they were like, talk to these kids. They already, you know, it was crazy.
As young as they were.
And because of their orientation. And so what we set out to do was to do just that, but we didn't know that it was that bad.
That bad, that deep.
And so we had to like just make it an NGO already, like, so you can be more equipped and empowered to solve these issues. And that's what it led to.
Yeah, let's look at the bodies of NGOs in Nigeria today. Looking at what you do, do you feel fulfilled with what you're doing? Most especially with the speed at which children are being exposed to all these issues about life, young children.
It's so it almost traumatized me. Wow. And the first time I delved into NGO work, many years back, I was a program officer for something in Lagos. Right. I had to pull back, and it took me a long time to heal. But then I wasn't exposed to kids per se. All right. But you come across people that are, are challenged or involved in some kind of stuff, is really, and you don't have all the power to, change their situations. It can be really traumatizing. Yeah. Now, getting to kids, it is more painful, and that is why I went into it just for the book's sake. I was like, once COVID is done, I'm going back to my getting adverts, publishing my magazine, which I'm still doing. All right. But now I couldn't pull out because the need is still there. Absolutely. So I totally feel fulfilled. Like there's a problem and you're solving it. Many people there's truly a need for this. Many people may not know, but the children, many times people encourage their children, or some wise parents encourage their kids to have, a good, have a relationship with older men. Not men, no, not now. Okay. Like healthy relationships with
family. No,
for maybe a big sister, someone. Children cannot tell their parents directly what is going on with them. Mm-hmm. So, but if they are friends, if they are close to their aunties or somebody in that this incapacity or disposition, they can, confess, tell them stuff, confide in them. So we want to be that big auntie, to solve problems. Indeed. So it's quite fulfilling for me, and to see that the issue is so broad and wide, and it has been there for long, and it is still there. So our job is really, really, huge.
It is.
What has been the turnout of parents, though? Because sometimes when you think about everything that children go through, whatever it is that life throws at them later on, it all started from the parents, started from the father, the mother, started from maybe from the home. In short. So is there a way you've been able to digress into homes? I'm talking daddies and mothers here.
When we started the campaign, with the head of schools, principals were asking us to have a monthly or quarterly meeting with the parents. Okay. We should be coming to their PTAs and organizing our stuff, our own programs. But the work was so overwhelming. So we were like, we will just pass the message to them, and they can pass it to the parents when they have their meetings, because we can't be everywhere as demanding, or I don't know.
Tasking?
It's so tasking. And we cannot, that is why we are now we have become an NGO now, so that we are sitting, you call us, whatever it is, you report, and we'll, notify the appropriate bodies to handle it, as it is, because we can't do everything. But the problem truly is parents. Exactly. Part of the things in the book, wounds that time won't heal. Most things, come from there. Is parental neglect.
All right, let's go straight to that, because you want to begin to open it already. You want to open up that, because that title for that book, seriously, it caught my Jeeps and I. Same here, man. Honestly, it caught our attention.
Wounds that time won't heal.
And I wonder, what are those wounds? Not wound, but wounds. That time won't heal. What brought about that title and the inspiration about this?
It's very simple, but
wow. Is it a true life story?
No.
Oh, great.
This is not a true life, so it's just based on our works and our experience on the job.
Okay.
Tell us about it.
In the course of our activities, and we discovered that many people have contracted different STDs, and the ones that are curable and incurable. And that is what made me to say, okay, let me be going to kids, because there are things that if you address on time, they can be managed. Okay. The kids that are molested, raped or abused do not know the effects or consequences of these things or impact of those things on them. And so they live or may not ever even get to live, you know, to any ripe old age, because they are ignorant of the things that were done to them and by whom or what the people were carrying. Yeah. So part of it is that there are things that effects of this abuse, rape, and molestations, and other things that no matter how long they live on earth, they are not going to get over it. They cannot be healed from them. We have the even physical wounds like the infections. Some are treatable, some will never go away. We have the psychological effects that will still never go away. You cannot undo or see or unexperience these things. Some people are old and are still going for therapy just to get over these things. So sometimes people say, time will heal all wounds. Time will heal all wounds. Time does not heal all wounds. It's not all wounds that time can heal. These people may not even get to live long or to experience a normal, you know, life. They have to manage, and for what?
Looking at the situation in which we are in our dear nation Nigeria today, I want to infuse that Nigerians it's quite a whole lot of wounds that Nigerians are experiencing today. From your experience as someone who moves around, you get to meet people. They tend to explain to you this and
share their experiences.
Share their experiences with you. How well have you been able? How well has your NGO been able to bring succor into the hearts of these suffering masses?
I don't know. I would just say we have been able to do a lot. So they say the result is in the. It's not just the number of people you reach out to, but the number of people who have, you know, changed or have been affected and do things differently after they've heard the message. So, like I said earlier, we are like the messengers of hope and light, and we want to try and change orientations and mindsets and prefer solutions to people and the things that are, you know, troubling them. So I would say, as I don't want to call it a terrible economy, but as bad as it has been, we have managed, and the feedback is very powerful. Okay. We have had teachers and people and the students themselves come to us, and you know, like I said, we have managed to tackle some issues, but we cannot do too much. Everything. And we without by ourselves. That's why we call on people, you know, to support the vision, to support the movement.
How has that been going, the movement?
We've had quite a lot of support here and there. There are many people that they have experienced it in their childhood, and people that, you know, see it happening around them, and they're like, okay, it's happening. The support. Like, if I can't do it, you're doing it. Let me, you know. We've got support from even a lot of people. Let me put it that way without mentioning names. Okay. People. There are a lot of stakeholders. Yeah. Stakeholders. They support us the best they can.
Probably for a lady. Sorry, I know she wanted to do something, but let me just for a young. Okay, you said you woman. You prefer the woman, all right? I
just said that I am.
Young lady?
I'm a young woman.
Young woman.
Exactly.
I like the sound of that.
For a young woman, you've seen children suffer a great deal. I keep saying this story once in a while when I have the opportunity like that, because I remember vividly there was a time I was touring Nigeria on a project, and I got to Kebbi State. looking at the young boys, whereby they'll be carrying plates and looking very dirty and what have you. For someone like you, with this great job you are doing to make sure that, hey, you get such people out of the street, what's your call to government at all levels to help out, to make sure that all these kids who roam about and who've got nothing to show for it are
like they go home
off the streets?
Wow. I think that is everybody's duty now.
Not just government.
Not just government. And that is why we went into this, because it's so sad to say that people do not understand that the children or people or these young ones that we are overlooking are the future generation.
Definitely.
Like how I have noticed from that people are no longer, putting in the work. People are no longer believing values. People children of this
morals,
values work. And I'm like, how do you expect? A child that wants to go to school is aided to write an exam and all that. I mean, we're expecting doctors from these people who will manage people's health.
Yeah, right.
People who will manage people's fight for justice. People who will lead us. And the work is not being put in place. And it goes back to orientation. What we have now is, okay, once people are hungry, once you give them food, they are okay. And they are looking for, okay, if I just eat. People are not being inspired or encouraged to study or to work or to follow their dreams or to have skills and work indeed, because we need medical doctors, we need everybody in every sector. And if at the end of the day we are just, these people, set of average or below average people, just eating and sleeping and partying and trying to survive, we will not have any quality, anything in any one or any form. And this is the future that we are grooming ourselves. So I don't know how the government will hear and how they will help to be able to drag these children and help change the situation and change the mindset and orientation, because it's not just the children of the street. The children of the street, people will say once you pick them up and put them in homes and give them food, they are sheltered. But it's beyond shelter. It's like somebody said we are all sitting on a keg of gunpowder.
Whoa.
Because these children can be mobilized and given a different orientation.
Yeah.
And they will come out and they will carry guns against people or arms against people that they feel have deprived them. I mean, we should do more than just thinking of feeding them and clothing them or giving them food. They say, okay, I've given sadak, to them and they are going to be okay. It's beyond that. So I think we have society has a lot to do. The government and individual, that is what we're doing is not just about us. Anywhere you are, anywhere parents, or if you are informed, try to make a difference. Sensitize people around you. This is not okay. I like it where we are now. I say it's everywhere that this in Yoruba land, and I'm not being anything, but I have noticed that they don't encourage idleness. They'll be like, what is he doing at this point? What is he doing at that point?
Okay.
No matter what, what age, they're like, is he gainfully engaged?
Okay, that is actually good to hear. I didn't know we still practice that in this part.
No, because they don't. People that are around me, is a child not going to school? What is he doing at this time?
Okay.
What is it? They always ask those questions. And before I'll be like, what's your own? But I now understand that is the way we should all be. By doing so, everybody is, doing something and they're being productive. Nobody is an idle mind, wait and
it becomes a devil's workshop in it.
Yes, and now idleness does not pay. You have to work, you have to earn a living, you have to develop yourself, your mind, your skills. You have to do things and also earn a living. So we all need to get to that place where we must engage, children and other people, so that at the end of the day, we have a great society.
All right. Now, before we allow you go here, Wounds That Time Won't Heal. Is this your first book?
Yes. I'm actually a publisher. I write a lot. But this is the first book, yes, that I have authored as in a book. I do magazines and all, but not.
Okay. And now, what's been the turnout? I know there was a launch a couple of weeks ago, and we saw what's been the reaction of people towards the book?
Okay. It has been fine so far, actually.
But can be better.
Of course, because knowledge is power. Absolutely. Unless you read it, you have the knowledge. Many people, we launched it on the Day of African Child.
Okay.
16th of June. And I was, with my speech, I said it because that the people that came there were a lot of stakeholders involved. Didn't come because of me. It was the word child that drew them there. So people want to think the child is important, like I said here. So, and they anything child, they want to, know and want to improve on whatever they are doing. And so the turnout was good. Their reaction was good. The children love the book. Parents are buying it. And the stakeholders love it because it's very educative. It teaches a lot of things that people may be unaware of. And like it's said, wounds that time won't heal. It's better not to have a wound than to have a wound and be managing. Yeah. So if we are quick to find out what or notice anything wrong, we can nip it in the bud in time.
To avoid them having that wound that some have to live through.
Yes, and the grief of, they say the most suffering parent or mom is a mom that has a child that is not doing well, was a sick child. You cannot have, there's no retirement from that. You can't take a break from that. You will always be worried.
Yes, and having to look after such a child every time.
Yes, you will be concerned. Even when the child is old, if the child manages to be old or get to that age.
Oh my goodness.
I kind of feel if you are, just a suggestion though, I kind of feel like if you are on the lookout for children, I think you should also try to put into consideration having like a seminar where you have parents, where we tend to orientate them, enlighten them on how to deal with children. Because dealing with a child and not going to the top where they are supposed to get the information and all the teachers from, you can't teach every child, just like you said. You can't give them everything that they want. But if parents are well enlightened, if we are very... The
enlightenment needs to come mostly from the children. But because we cannot go from go door to door, like I said, we plan these meetings, but because of a lot of constraints, we had to chill. But
I believe you're going to get there, like having a seminar where
we must get there. It's part of our
I
plan.
believe they will get there. So. She just said it's a must. Yeah,
it's a must. We must bring all the stakeholders on the table. We must bring them. Everybody is involved in this discussion.
Definitely,
especially the parents. If they are able to, do it from home, the children will be sensitized. So they go to the school because teachers abuse, parents too abuse. Some children are being abused by their own coach. Even dads abuse. Absolutely. But until it comes to light, they will be like, nobody is ashamed. They will feel like they are doing okay. But when it's exposed, people then begin to say, oh, I was, So everybody will be on board.
Fair enough.
Hopefully.
For me, we are most grateful having you here. And I know I'm going to really, really sit back and take time to read this and use this as a medium to enlighten people.
Definitely.
So you've done so well. We want to say congratulations. We wish you the very best.
Thank you so much.
The very, very best. Yeah.
Oh, yes. And in addition to that, in as much as the NGOs, the likes of them, FERANMI, they are out there trying to look out for our children. Charity, they say, begins at home. I think this is about time when parents need to get themselves enlightened, be in the know on how and how not to raise a child.
For me, Embadun.
It is there is an I pitch at the end of it.
All right.
There's N.
It's N, not an M.
Yeah.
Okay. Embadun, FERANMI, BABATUNDE. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Mari Babatunde?
Yes, my surname, my husband's name.
Great. Next one. Tundes are special people. Right.
Copy that.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for coming.
We'll take a short break. When we return, let's do a little bit of laughter.
Is it laughter?
We will laugh. You don't want to laugh?
I want to.
You're too serious.
I'm not a serious person.
Obviously.
Life is too short to be too serious.
I know you're not a serious person. We'll take a short break. We'll be back.
By the tropical tree, Mangifera indica. It is believed to have originated in Southern Asia, particularly in Eastern India, Bangladesh, and the Andaman Island. Mangifera indica has been cultivated in South and Southeast Asia since ancient times, resulting in two types of modern mango cultivars, the Indian type and the Southeast Asian type. Other species in the genus Mangifera also produce edible fruits that are also called mangoes, the majority of which are found in the Malaysian ecoregion. Worldwide, there are several hundred cultivars of mango, depending on the cultivar. Mango fruit varies in size, shape, sweetness, skin color, and flesh color, which may be pale, yellow, gold, green, or orange. Mango is the national fruit of India, Pakistan, and the Philippines, while the mango tree is the national tree of Bangladesh. Mango trees grow to 30 to 40 meters, 98 to 131 feet tall, with a crown radius of 10 to 15 meters, 33 to 49 feet. The trees are long-lived, as some specimens still fruit after 300 years. In deep soil, the taproot descends to a depth of 6 meters, 20 feet, with profuse wide-spreading feeders roots and anchor roots penetrating deeply into the soil. The leaves are evergreen, alternate, simple, 15 to 35 centimeters. While the leaves are young, they are orange-pink, rapidly changing to a dark glossy red, then dark green as they mature. The flowers are produced in terminal panicles, 10 to 40 centimeters long. Each flower is small and white with 5 petals, with a mild and sweet fragrance. Over 500 varieties of mangoes are known, many of which ripen in summer, while some give a double crop. The fruit takes 4 to 5 months from flowering to ripening. The ripe fruit varies according to cultivar in size, shape, color, sweetness, and eating quality, depending on the cultivar. Fruits are variously yellow, orange, red, or green. The fruit has a single flat oblong pit that can be fibrous or airy to the surface and does not separate easily from the pulp. The fruits may be somewhat round, oval, or kidney-shaped, ranging from 5 to 25 centimeters in length and 140 grams to 2 kilometers in weight per individual fruit. The skin is leather-like, waxy, smooth, and fragrant, with colors ranging from green to yellow, yellow, orange, yellow to red, or blushed with various shades of red, purple, pink, or yellow when fully ripe. Ripe intact mangoes give off a distinctive resinous sweet smell. Mango trees grow readily from seeds, with germination success highest when seeds are obtained from matured fruits.
Yeah, we're always live right here on Western Spring Television. I mean, aren't you live?
Oh, yes. But I was going to ask you, though.
Okay.
Do you at any time, Olatunde, have a wound that hasn't healed?
Wow. Yeah, I got one. It's still something, it's personal. It's between dad and mom. way back 1983, 1984. It's still there.
You see, and
I still remember it a whole lot.
Just like yesterday, in
Honestly,
it. So you still just have to live through this one, in it.
Seriously.
And that was like I had to have that conversation with. We just need to look for a way as to reach out to the parents. You know, it is very important because they are the pace setters for these children.
Honestly, right? You know, no matter what, we need to move on, and life goes on. We need to be very, very mindful of what scar will leave in the lives of
our children.
Somebody, not just
somebody. I like that. Yeah,
it could be at the workplace or thereabout. And when we're talking about scars, that's it's deep. There's always a way to always live through it with some excitement, with some fun. And when you have somebody like Balogun in the house, you know that Babe, no matter what the scar looks like, even though you probably will go back to that scar,
but at that moment in time, you have the
opportunity to laugh and laugh and laugh. A young man who, I just love to just hold on to that acrimony. Balogun, that guy. I wish I wasn't on air. There's a term I want to use for this young man. Well, because we're on TV, we won't be able to. Glad to have you once again, Balogun. And how are you?
Thanks for having me.
Doing like a gentleman.
Before you go ahead with Balogun Ilu, I want to ask you a question about your name.
Okay.
We have Ilu. We have Ilu. Now, what is it? Is it Balogun Ilu or Balogun Ilu?
All of the above.
Tell me about that.
All of the above. You know, it's just like using a past participle and an adjectival clause.
Okay.
Trying to invade it into a prepositional noun. You don't understand? It's a grammatical infusion.
Are we still on Ilu right now?
Yeah, I'm trying to bring out a point.
Okay.
When there's a thin line between prepositional phrase and has a link with adverbia, adverbia, you understand?
I don't.
No, you must understand.
Don't give me that.
Oh my goodness! Super glad to have you, Balogun.
Yeah,
how are you?
I'm good.
When he came in and he said, "I was like, I want your woman." For heaven's sake, right? Let's want to look at we know there's something coming in the offing coming up very soon in our dear state, I should say. Well, first of all, I want us to take it from the top.
Digress a bit. Yeah, okay.
And when I say from the top, comedy in Nigeria today, Nigerians are going through quite a whole lot. Subsidy has just been removed.
True.
And there is the probability that this time next week, Saturday, the 40% electricity tariff hike will come into play.
True.
And Nigerians are like, what kind of wala is this? This korokwe that you will have taken maybe 50 naira from this way is now maybe 100 naira or 150 naira. We are in a time of despair, and things are very hard. Not a little bit hard.
Yes.
Things are very hard for some people. But the lives of you people, you've tried as much as possible to look. As much as things are hard, let's make time to lessen the tension.
True.
Give people relief in it.
You're right.
Comedy for you as an art. How do you go about this?
Like you rightly said,
don't give me comedians.
You got no. When I'm speaking English, I'm serious.
Great.
Like you said, things are actually not very smooth in our dear country. But we need to find a solace. We need to find a way to really just take things off. It's very funny when we're trying to make people laugh are also going through a lot. It sounds very, there are times whereby I'm meant to be on stage and I'm also going through, but we can't allow things overpower us. We must find a way to lessen the stress and find a way to ensure that we also give relief to people. It takes a lot of muscle to frown, then a lesser muscle to laugh.
Loosen up.
Yeah, to loosen up. Then we know some of us have seen the light at the end of the tunnel. Nigeria will still be very great. Nigeria is getting. I'm not joking right now.
Great.
Yes, yes. I tell some of my friends who believe in
amen to that.
Honestly.
Yeah, amen. But
you see it.
Yes, there's a clear picture. Yeah, there's a clear picture. You know, some of my friends who believe in the, you know, you must be somewhere else to make it. I'm like, no, guys, if we all live, we will make Nigeria great.
Yeah, right.
All's good. You understand? So that's the background undertone why we are still trying to ensure that we make people laugh, and let's go through the stress together, then we can enjoy it together when the time comes.
Touche.
And that's why we're bringing in an invasion into the city.
Yes.
The city is going to be invaded by
with quality entertainment.
Man, this is coming up very soon.
Yeah, 2nd of July.
And what should we expect?
Expect fire. We're now. Someone was asking me that city invasion. Why the name? Why the tag? I'm like, see, we need to invade our space with something outside of our worries. So we're just bringing. I told the person we don't have any. We are sure coming with entertainment. Let's come and relax. So you see a comedian, you see dancers. At least for that period of time, your stress is off you.
Definitely.
You cannot go back to it later, but that period of time. So what we are expecting at city invasion is just quality fun, music, dance, comedy, a lot of giveaways. Somebody will go in with a brand new. Okay, don't let me say it on here.
Okay.
Yeah, someone will go in with a brand new car.
Brand new anything.
A toy car, not real car.
Oh, okay.
But a toy car. We just give it.
Why did you let the cat out of the bag?
No, so it's just come and relax. Just come and have fun on the 2nd of July at Aurora Event Center.
Okay.
In Oshobo. We'll be hosting like let's say 1,500 guests, and very affordable because we all know what's going on. So
right.
We made it. Someone saw the ticket price and I was like, is that not too cheap? I'm like, we need people to come. It's not as if we want to make money off people
or anything.
Yeah, it's just for people to come and relax, have fun. Then let's just have fun together.
Relief to the people of Osho and beyond, innit?
Yeah, because let's just look at comedy in the real sense of it. We as Nigerians, do we appreciate comedy? Do you think we appreciate comedy? You are in this business.
Yes. We are getting to appreciate comedy.
Okay.
We are getting to appreciate it.
Okay.
It's not as if we are there yet, but we are getting to. Gone are those days whereby you put a comedy show together, it's just you and your family members.
Okay.
But now, it's just be you, your daddy, your extended cousins.
People that know you do your crack comedy.
Do you understand?
Okay.
Some people even be like, how do you make me laugh with all of the things I'm going through?
My head.
But people are beginning to see the reason to cool off. So now we can now put together a comedy show whereby you'd have hundreds of people, thousands of people. Then people are beginning to pay for what we do. You know, it's serious work before you come up with content, before you write jokes, so it is serious work on our part. So back to your question, people are getting to appreciate it. So now I can run a comedy show and sell a table for as high as 500,000 people come just to come and relax. So we are getting there. Although we are not there yet, but we are making progress. Now,
there is this thing that I noticed, over time, when you see a comedian, all of a sudden they feel they can be an MC at the same time. Now, I want to understand, is that the way it goes? Like, for the fact that you are a comedian, you automatically can MC, or you guys go to learn it? Especially, I need you to explain those two things for me.
There are two different things. Okay. There are two parallel lines that can never meet. But some people are trying to, make it meet, but there are two different things.
Okay.
Being a comedian is different from being an MC. Then we have what we call online content maker now.
Okay.
That's another line entirely.
Okay.
There are some guys who are into skit making. I don't make skits.
I don't,
because it's not my line. You understand? But some people are so gifted that they can be an MC excellently, and also be a comedian excellently. But there are some people that you can never see them host events. They will tell you, I'm just a comedian, just to make you laugh. Just give me that 10 minutes. Let me make you laugh and get off the stage. But some have they have the special grace to combine the two. Someone like me, I'm graced in that line, so I can do stand-up comedy and I can host an event. It's just like bringing a comedian to host a corporate event. You will mess things up.
Okay.
There are some events you go to, they need zero joke. Just speak good English and get out of their face. You understand? So there are two different things. Being a comedian is different from being an MC. than from being a skit maker or an online content creator. So there are different things. But people feel I'm a comedian, I can be an MC. No.
No. For you as a person, which are you more comfortable with?
MC.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Because I graduated from University in Nigeria, so.
University of MC?
No, Lautech.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Oh my goodness. I know Victor, someone like Victor will be excited to hear this now. Lautech, okay.
You know, then the people I channel my, you know, style after, they also in that line. Someone like Bovi, someone like Damola comedian, Sako, Sheilo. So these are guys that can do corporate events excellently, and they still have, you know, the comedy line in them. So I'm more comfortable being an MC. Because being a comedian can be very stressful, actually. There are sometimes you get on stage and people are not even related with what you are telling them. So you have to start manipulating. So you get one day, they will hey, waiting to happen to the day. You get one more, hey, waiting to the man go. So being an MC, then we're in a world whereby, you know, I stand to be corrected, but we're in a world whereby being an MC pays more than being a comedian.
Okay, noted.
Yes, yes. You know, it's a debatable, you know, statement, but I think I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So I can just do an hour event and my 500K is in my account already.
Okay.
Yeah, you know. That's at my level. There are people who
get more than that.
At an event, 5 million, 3 million, just speak English and get out.
Oh.
So, but I'm more comfortable being an MC.
Now, I mean, once upon a time, I wanted to bring a particular person on set, and the moment I tried to hold a conversation with this person, and I just realized, oh, the lingua franca was a problem, you know. So do you think education as a way of promoting or keeping you relevant, making you stay relevant in this field as well? Because sometimes they say talent, like all you need is your talent and all that. But do you think education has a long way to go in keeping you in this business?
Talent carries 20-30%. Education carries like 70%.
The rest.
In the world we live now.
There is a need to be educated.
World we live now, you know, we are all striving for global relevance. We are all striving to be relevant globally. So if I'm not so, you know, proficient in, you know, the general acceptable franca lingua, you know, it will be challenging to be relevant out there. There are some people who are still fighting that, you know, that challenge now. Right now. Well, yeah, but that does not mean that if you are not very good at, you know, the general acceptable language, that does not mean you can succeed. But to your question, it's a very strong tool that you need to infuse into your talent.
Wow. Balogun, before we call it a wrap here, once again, we're having this big city invasion on the 2nd of July.
Yes.
Aurora Event Hall. Yes. Some of the notable names that we...
A lot. My humble self, I'll be there. Let me start myself. So then there's Itele the High Con will be present too.
Oh yeah.
Itele the High Con, Damilola Royal, there would be Onitong, there would be Babalaria, there would be Baba Kamo, there would be a lot. We have a lot of names, you know, and dancers, musicians, all the way from outside and inside. So a lot of content. It's just entertainment from start to finish.
Wow. That's about next week Saturday? Sunday. Next Sunday.
Yes.
Right?
So it's just to also bring up something huge for Ilea celebration.
Oh.
We'll be there. You coming?
I should be there. Where's our tickets though? Did you bring? You should have tickets to actually give to the
regular is 2,000, so buy regular.
No, Anjin.
My girl is not going to sit on regular.
You can do table, just 300,000.
I'm not your regular. I'm hosting you right now.
Oh, you're hosting? Oh, he's hosting you?
I'm hosting you.
Yeah, right here now.
I'm hosting
you. Know,
the
host can be the hostee, and the hostee can be hosted. So, like, I'm actually the host here, 2-1. So,
to me, I'm the one giving you questions. And we are hosting you properly. I mean, two big minds are hosting.
Balogun, you want to wish you the very best.
Thank you.
1st of July, God willing.
Second.
It's second,
right? Second. Yes, okay. 2nd of July, God willing. Aurora Event Hall. We'll be there. Yeah, Sundays are the time we
actually do.
Off talking, off being seen on air. So we'll be there, and obviously, subsequently, you probably see that video, the event on one of our shows, probably on Morning Spring as did I see Money Spring Delight?
Spring Delight.
Yeah, right here. Balogun, keep it up.
Thank you very much.
The time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we got to roll but definitely we will leave you in the hands of why you need to eat watermelon. It is essential, it is needed, and it is very, very healthy. We'll be back again next week Saturday on another edition. Probably that will be the last for the year.
No, it's actually going to be the 1st of July next week Saturday.
Yeah, 1st of July. Okay, we'll be back next month. Oh yeah, the second half of the year. TUNDE IDOWU is my name, at Irresistible TD on Twitter.
And I remain at AJIBIKE and Anjorin. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Queen RJIBS. See you next week Saturday. We love you.
Watermelon is a sweet and refreshing low-calorie summer